Okay. And the hippies are now what?
Oh, the hippies are now like, it's really sad. They're like Democrats, like liberals. There's very few actual hippies anymore.
But what did they become in the 80s?
I mean, in the 80s, I wasn't really around, so I can't really say.
Okay. So you don't understand that the hippies became the yuppies.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I understand it. They became like the liberals, the Democrats, the establishment.
Right, but yeah, except they like making money. Like they were still like all that progressive shit, but they just loved making fucking money.
Correct.
And now in 2026 they're really fucking old and they want to like atone for their sins, so they show up at all your fucking protests and say, "Oh yeah, Trump bad, blah blah blah." You know, we welcome immigrants, even though in the 80s they were just doing their fucking thing. So they're the biggest fucking hypocrites in the history of mankind. I get it. Vietnam was bad. Right?
Yeah. Do you have a point?
Vietnam was bad. We can all admit it.
Waiting for the point.
Yeah.
You don't understand my fucking point, bro?
No.
I'm asking where's
this going?
Where's your point in this?
Well, when you watch like fucking 80-year-olds like standing out in the street like holding up like Trump bad signs, these are the fucking same people that were hippies in the whoever's left, like from the fucking 60s.
These are like the same people that end up being people like Tom Steyer, in my opinion. So I mean, like they either end up standing at the street like holding up signs, or they end up spending a shit ton of money just running for office. So I'm not sure which is better, but yeah, they're a problem. I agree.
What do you think? Well, what do you think happened to the fucking hippies? I mean, they believed in something.
Well, the problem with a lot of the hippie movement is,
and
it was
like, have you ever been to a wealthy neighborhood where they have signs on their lawns that say like immigrants are welcome here?
Yeah, I see this.
Yeah, like a really, really wealthy neighborhood, and they have like, hate,
This is what we call, or at least in my generation, we call them neoliberals. This is the new.
Oh my God! Listen, as a former liberal, like these are the worst of the worst, because there's not an immigrant, there's not a nothing in their neighborhood.
So
except,
how would you identify?
I identify as a former liberal. Like.
Do you support the Democratic Party?
Oh no! Oh, absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
Do you support the Republican Party?
I support Trump because, and I will always support Trump first and foremost because, like, I was a Bernie bro in like 2016, and I didn't know what I was doing in 2016 after I came to the realization that Bernie was going to win. And I was never voting for Hillary. I said, okay. I said, all right. Well, make America great again. Put America first.
Wow.
I'm like, all right.
So just like a complete 180.
Like a complete 180. And then it's like it made me like take a real look at my party, and it's like, wait a second, why am I a fucking Democrat? Why do I support these people? And I was like, oh, okay.
What brought you to support Trump then?
What's that?
What brought you to support Trump then?
Did you not just listen to what I just said? He beat Hillary. That's
why I
supported him.
You just jumped on board?
Yeah, yes. 1,000 times yes. Do you need me to say it one more time?
So you just you didn't do it first. You didn't do it 1,000 times, but
yeah.
No, you're not quite understanding.
Hold on.
No,
I just want to clarify. Can I just clarify?
Okay.
You jumped on board just because he was going to win.
No, I never thought he was going to win. I was never voted. Why would I vote? Why would I vote for Hillary when I was a Bernie bro?
Wait.
Why would I vote for her?
Wait. So knowing, why did you? Okay. So I guess my first question is, why did you vote for Bernie? Like, why would you support Bernie?
Well, I'm still anti-corporate, you know, and that was and income inequality like that. I still believe that's a huge problem in the United States.
So you realize that Trump's 2017 tax cuts gave 83% of the benefits to the top 1%?
Yeah. I get all that. But
so how do you support Trump if you are anti-corporate? Hello?
Because Hillary was the same thing.
Wow. Okay, so like I'm totally against Hillary. Like don't get me wrong.
Oh,
like
so you're totally against Hillary.
Totally against Hillary. Like I don't support her. I definitely voted for Bernie.
Right. Okay.
But knowing you're anti-corporate, you voted for the candidate that ended up giving 83% of the benefits to the top 1%. In fact, in the last 4 years, the top 100 billionaires now have as much money as all of the billionaires did 4 years ago. So instead of voting for who is a bad candidate, Hillary, and minimizing harm, you 180 and went the other way and just sort of like completely sold all of your values and ideals. I just want to be clear.
And she would have done the same exact thing, but it was like there were other.
You think Hillary would have resulted in this exact same outcome?
Absolutely.
I mean, as bad as Hillary is, she was a lawyer. She was a prestigious lawyer. Like, I don't know if you've actually looked up Hillary's degree, her background, her actual political history. She was way more experienced than Trump. And I don't like Hillary. Like, she's terrible. No. But this would not have happened under Hillary. Like, she's part of the system. The system owned her. They would have had her on a leash. She would have done exactly what she was supposed to do. But it would not have been like this. I just hope that I do not agree with you on that.
She was a prestigious lawyer?
Yes.
Why? Because she went to Yale? She went to Yale?
Yes.
Okay, and tell me about her law career.
So Hillary is actually like, hold on.
No, tell me about her law career.
Okay.
I'll wait.
So Hillary worked as a staff attorney in the Children's Defense Fund. Was actually where she started.
That sounds incredibly prestigious.
Well, you have to start somewhere. She then was
especially when you're coming from Yale Law School.
Yes. So then she went on to be a consultant for the Carnegie Council on Children. She actually didn't graduate until 1973. But in 1974, she worked as a member of the impeachment inquiry staff in the impeachment process against President Richard Nixon. And then after moving to Arkansas that same year, she joined the faculty of the University of Arkansas Law School. Mm-hmm. And she was only one of 2 female faculty at the time. So this was all like groundbreaking stuff. And during that time, she was involved in founding and served on the director of state's first legal aid clinic, which is free legal aid to people. That's not corporate.
What did she ever do in her law career? I don't want to know about like
help children. That was helped children. The Children's Defense Fund that focuses on children advocacy and research.
Okay. Did she do anything specific, or she was on the?
I mean, she was a staff attorney. She did hundreds of things.
Yeah, right. Okay, so she never really did anything. Cool, got it.
Yeah, she was a staff attorney. I mean, that's like where you start. You probably read things, you file things, you don't do anything that way. But she helped kids.
So graduating from Yale Law School, She never really did anything with law. But her
But
husband did.
then after that, after she went and worked at the Children's Defense Fund, she literally worked as a member of the impeachment inquiry staff for Richard Nixon. Do you like Nixon? Okay. Are you a fan of Nixon?
I was only about 5 years old, so not really. Nah.
Are you aware of Nixon? Do you know what Nixon's known for?
Oh yeah, like the whole Watergate thing.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. So all right, so she was appointed, but so let's fast forward to like Arkansas, and her husband is the Attorney General of Arkansas.
She was at what's called the Rose Law Firm, which was actually like a really prestigious law firm.
Yeah, I mean we can get into like the whole Whitewater thing later, but let's talk about Bill.
Okay, now you want to deviate because like she was a prestigious lawyer. Like she would not have done what Trump did. Like that's what the whole reason we just talked about Hillary. To be clear, let me say it again: Hillary's dog shit. Like I don't like Hillary Clinton, but she was better than Trump.
She was better how?
He was far more qualified than a game show host that's tanked like 100 companies. Are you serious?
You're the second person tonight that said game show. Like, I mean,
I
didn't watch The Apprentice, but like, was The Apprentice a game show?
Yes, he was a game show host, dude.
Okay, cool. Right.
That's why he was famous enough to win an election. So people literally were like you, they were pissed off at the establishment, and they threw their vote because the Democrats fucking suck and they don't actually do anything they say they're going to do.
Well, all right, let me stop you right there because, I mean, I live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So when you want to talk about Democrats sucking and literally sucking the life out of a fucking city, it's like... it wasn't always like a national vote. It's like like Trump made everybody look at their own circumstance.
I mean, you have to now because you can't afford anything. Tariffs have made everything unaffordable. Gas is $4, $5 a gallon.
Oh, okay. So under Joe Biden, post C-19, like everything was very affordable.
When did C-19 end?
I was going to ask that. You tell me. Go ahead.
You tell me when C-19 ended.
I'm asking you right now. When did C-19 end?
Well, it ended a couple times. You said. I mean, fully like I don't know, 2020, late 2022. I'll say maybe about 2022. I mean, in Philadelphia, like we shut down restaurants, we opened them up, then we shut them down again. Like things like that. So when did C-19 really, quote unquote, end? I'll say late 2022.
I mean, the virus is still around, technically.
Okay, so when the fuck did it end? Nobody knows when it ended.
I mean, it's a virus. When does a virus end?
All right. I don't know. I don't know when it ends. Like the flu comes around every year.
Yeah, I think we just have like a COVID season now or something.
Doesn't bother me. I'm still not vaccinated. Is that?
You've never been vaccinated?
Yeah, fuck no.
Not once.
Never once.
Wow.
I couldn't. I mean, back in.
Wait. Have you gotten COVID?
I believe I have. I wasn't tested, but I believe I have it.
It was like a raging cold. Everything was on fire.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it was different both times, to be perfectly honest with you. The first time I got it, like
you might have.
I had a.
Well, you'd have to say if you had it, like
you never did the swab.
You never did the swab.
No, I never did the swab. I don't go to doctors.
You can't.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. At this point, it's kind of it's integrated itself into society. It's not going away. People just get COVID. And
yeah, but I'm saying the first time I think I had it, like I woke up with like a burning sensation in my chest.
I'm gonna tell you something no liberal's gonna tell you.
Tell me. Please,
I'm not a doctor, so nobody counts this as medical advice.
Cool. I mean,
the vaccines were overhyped, and the medical research says that the effectiveness of masks was far more substantial.
Right, but what about like the washing of hands? Like, I'm really big on like.
It was helpful. It was very helpful. It's very good.
But
that's basic stuff.
Americans in general just don't like wash their hands. Or like they're real lax in like washing their hands. And I have a little bit of like OCD. So like when I go to the bathroom,
the hand washing stations. You know those pumps with the sanitizer, the foam that they had everywhere.
No, not sanitizer. I'm talking about like washing your fucking hand after going to the bathroom.
Sure, but at the height of that thing, they had stations everywhere to just try and spread.
Yeah, but it was all like sanitizer. Yeah. I just want people to wash their hands. Like you take a shit at Wawa, like just fucking come out and wash your hands. Like don't fucking walk out the door.
My mind is still blown that you've never been vaccinated, not once.
Oh my god. It never even occurred to me. And at the time I was like a late 40s smoker, so I was potentially susceptible. But
are you smoking cigarettes or cannabis?
Yeah. At the time I have quit in the last 2 years. But yeah, I was a very hardcore smoker.
Of tobacco or the other one? Cigarettes. Okay.
No, cigarettes.
Thank you for the heart, me. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's interesting. So you only possibly had COVID twice, smoked cigarettes, never been vaccinated. You just are an anomaly, my friend.
Oh, okay. I'll accept that, but that's your opinion. But like, it never really occurred to me to get the vaccine. I mean, when I was learning about the vaccine, and first of all, it came out very quickly, and what I understood that it was. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to get into like conspiracy or whatever, but it kind of like took over certain things. I was like, I'll just deal with if I get it, I'll allow my natural immunity to do whatever. I've never been vaccinated one time.
Well, I mean, that's as you said, sort of a natural way to do it. I will say a lot of reporting came back that the vaccine did limit the severity. So there may have been a reason to do it.
But that was not the initial.
No, I will agree with you.
That was not the initial thing. The when I hear vaccines, like get a vaccine for mumps. Okay, I'm not getting mumps.
Listen, we have like established, like when there's a virus, when there's a disease, you isolate a vaccine, you distribute the vaccine. That's what we did with smallpox. That's what we did with, measles. That's what we do.
I'm old school. You get a vaccine, you're good.
We were just trying to do the thing.
No, they moved the goalpost, and all of a sudden now it's like, well, okay. It's not going to be quite as bad. I'm like,
well, you realize that it interrupted the economy, and that's the one thing our government will never let you do.
In Philadelphia, it interrupted the economy quite a bit.
But they got it back. They got it back as fast as they could.
Like, no. Like in Philadelphia, places were shut down.
That's okay. So we paused, and I hear you, and I definitely acknowledge things were closed.
I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice whether I was.
But there was a point. There was a point when science was like, "Hey, we should probably still wait before we go back. And,
Okay,
and we didn't. We went forward.
Time I had the mayor.
We reopened.
But at the time, I had the mayor of Philadelphia making the ultimate decision, Jim Kenney, who's a fuck. Don't even get me started. Like he's making the ultimate decision. This wasn't a national decision because every state can make a choice, and then every locality could make a choice.
What I will say is that things were paused. In my opinion, this is the way that I saw it. When the vaccine became deployable and a path towards reopening things and getting back to business, essentially, was possible, that became the whole plan and nothing else mattered. And I'll agree with you on that. And that they pushed the vaccines extremely hard. And I just think it was just to get business back rolling. I
was hardcore on that like website that like showed. I mean, they shut down schools, and if you seriously looked at the numbers of children under the age of, all right, I'll say 16, that unalived because of C-19. I mean, it was basically zero. But if you looked at the numbers of people over the age of 80 who unalived because of C-19.
A lot of the issue was with spread. And it was like if
they just kept giving the overall numbers. It's like why do you understand what we did to like a 4-year it's not a generation of children, but you did 4 years of children.
And I hear you.
You look at a lot of fucked up kids right now that have no social skills that are chronically online.
I think that has more to do with it than anything. But you see the thing about the COVID.
Well, where did they learn to be chronically online?
Yeah, being in the United States. I think the thing about the COVID deaths though is that it wasn't. I mean, I know it was a lot of older people and. A majority of the deaths were like older people with comorbidities. However, there were still substantial middle-aged people that some had single comorbidities, some none. Occasionally, it was just a lightning strike. COVID would just kill somebody that was super healthy, and that was kind of the problem. And I know that like mostly younger kids under 18, under 16, from my memory serves me correctly, did pretty much survive it and built up immunities pretty easily. But then they could give it to their parents or their grandparents, and it was the problem with the spread. So it's like
you're talking to someone who is middle-aged. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like I was middle-aged.
And you had a chance of COVID killing you, especially because you smoked, and it didn't. And as I said, you were an anomaly, but you survived it. Now you have immunity, essentially, as though you took the vaccine. But it could have killed you.
But I never even once thought I was in some type of jeopardy.
But it could have put you on a ventilator.
As a person who also works in the healthcare field, it showed.
But I'm also not overweight.
Those places, such as like senior livings, where I work and stuff, are the ones who are very, very susceptible to
they were hit so hard.
COVID. Even anything that even felt like the wrong sniffle, and we'd have to just shut down. There was people who were like only time they could visit.
So much extra work.
Visit family members from like outside the window. They would just stand outside the windows and had to go in because they couldn't even get themselves in.
But how many people? How many of those people unalived? Like if you have to look at statistics. Like in that age group,
so
how many people unalive every single year? And
how many people? Yeah, sure, a lot. But like, what would the statistics be then?
Well, how much more was it? Like
that's what I'm asking you. Like you said.
How many people in the United States of America unalived in 2025? Like, what is that number?
Over 65?
No.
Just how many people unalived? It's a huge fucking number. I mean, there's 330 people on the million people in the books. Like, how many people unalive every single year? Like, they were just pushing down our throats that people are dying, people are unaliving, Like, well, people unalive every single year.
So in 25, it was about 3 million people. And in 26, it was 3 million people. 27?
So about 3 million people unalived in 2025?
That's what it said.
Okay. All right. So about 1% of the population? I thought it might be a little bit more. But.
Oh, that's just in the United States.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Okay.
So if we have 330 million people and 3 million, so like 1% of the population unalives. So now if they say like, so like even during C-19, they're saying like during a certain period, like last month, 200,000 people unalived. Well, 200,000 people unalive anyway. So how many more over the normal? You know what I'm saying? Like
so
on the
between
on the
2009
news, 200,000 people unalived in June.
So to answer your question, between 2019 and 2020, which was the jump, the year that COVID hit, there was a 19% increase in overall mortality.
Okay, 19. So from how much to how much?
19 to 20, you said?
No.
2019 to
numbers
2020. Let me see. Let me find the census.gov page.
I mean that is
it's in the millions.
Jump.
Yeah, that's a huge jump. It's almost 3 point from 3 to like 3.5.
So like an extra 600, extra 500,000 people.
Yeah, give or take.
Okay.
I mean, that's a big jump.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like people did unalive, but then you have to start looking at in what age bracket, and it's like when we were shutting down schools, and we didn't shut down schools for like a week or a month. Like these kids like didn't go to school for like 2 years. Like like this entire online, and I like call me a conspiracy theorist. Like I believe they've been pushing to go to, like today in Philadelphia, it was hot. So if a school didn't have proper air conditioning, I mean, it's towards the end of the school year anyway, but like everybody gets, they switch to virtual learning. So, you know, like kids didn't go to school today, but I mean,
you got, when there's a pandemic, you have to like respond though. I mean, like we even closed school down back when there was like the Spanish flu. Like COVID was not the first time like schools shut down.
Yeah, okay. But like I said, I mean, I'm just saying I'm coming on as a living, breathing, you know, whatever. It's like middle age, you know, like middle age smoker of 35 years.
Yeah.
Did not get the V, and you know,
Corona.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you survived. Like it could have unalived you. You could have been put on a ventilator. There lots of things.
But I never felt that. So I mean, sure,
you were lucky by like, you know, all
I wasn't
intents
lucky.
And purposes. It could have left you with a debilitating condition.
We have to talk to more people like me.
I mean, most people didn't take the risk. I mean, I've spoken to people like yourself, but there's not as many people. Most people just went and got the shot because they didn't want to risk getting maimed. And it turned out that the vaccines, while it didn't completely eliminate the chance that you would get it, it did lessen the severity, which ended up being a pretty cool thing.
Well, so I'm assuming that you did get the shot. Like,
I got
why,
like 4.
like, but I'm saying, like, what were you like, before somebody injects you with something, what are you believing? Like, what
I mean,
information are you
I
going on?
knew that by having this isolated protein, because what it was like the first time they'd ever isolated the mRNA of a virus, and they were just making a virus or vaccine
Yeah.
using the mRNA, which was revolutionary. And I knew that there was a chance it might have no effect or limited effect, and it did turn out that the Moderna had, I think it was like in the 80s, potential of blocking corona, and it wasn't that high, but it was like, cool. Now I have less of a chance to get COVID and pass it on to like my partner's elder mother at the time, and all
But
other
why?
kinds of crazy things.
But why?
Get
Why
long
were you
COVID.
Why were you believing mRNA? Why are you believing Moderna?
I knew that at that
Who are they?
point that if Moderna was like a company that was kind of cobbled together between 3 different
No,
companies that the government slapped together. It was basically
no,
3
no. I'm
companies in a trench
saying,
coat.
JB, I'm asking you, why would you believe what this company is telling you?
There was tons of research. There was tons of
Okay.
data, and it was like
Okay.
they were like, "This is
How?
new." They were really clear, like we're doing something
Okay.
new, and it was like, we're pretty sure this is gonna work. We're
And
rushing
six,
this.
cool. And 6 years later, how is Moderna doing?
It's fine. Like I actually have been to go get another Moderna booster, and then I think last time I opted to switch just to kind of get
What?
the spread it around and get like multiple different ones. Maybe they had different effectivenesses was kind of my logic. But I
Have
stuck
you
with
looked
mostly
at
Moderna.
have you looked at their stock over the last 6 years?
I no, I don't.
All right, can we do that? Just do it, their stock is actually MR. Their stock is actually mRNA.
I will look it up, but what's that have to do with anything?
Well, I mean, they're not doing it out of the goodness of their
Well,
hearts. They
no,
are a for
because we're a
profit. They
capitalist
are a
country.
for profit. Well, they are also for profit. So
Yeah,
let's look at
absolutely.
their.
They're
Okay,
actually
just
down. They're not doing very good. But
well,
yeah,
well, look at.
they were booming up until.
Oh my God! What
Oh no, they're
20?
fine. They're fine. No, they're fine.
They're fine.
Yeah, they're fine. I was looking at like a 5-day. Now that I'm looking
No,
at a
no.
1 year.
Look at it. Look at a six. Can you look at the 10-year?
5 year, they're way down. So like where they were at, like
Well, yeah,
21.
yeah. You have to even go back a little bit further. Their stock like shot. They were like four. They were like $420 something
For
at
like a
a high.
month in 21.
Yes, at 21, when everybody was getting the vaccine.
Yeah, their
What
company.
was their
That's when
stock?
their it was 400, like the peak was 449 on September 10th.
449. Okay, and what are they at in 2026?
Oh,
They popped up a little bit.
$47.44.
Okay, so they are down pretty much 90%.
$400. Yeah,
90%. 90%. Okay,
correct.
and they were down even more. I don't know what they've done in the last like year or so, because they were like in the I think the 20s or 30s.
Their
So
last peak was like 24. They hit 166. So what does this have? I mean,
yeah, well,
they're a publicly traded company in the United States of
yeah,
America that's a
sure,
capitalist
absolutely,
country. So
right.
yeah, they're
So
gonna.
they're not doing these vaccines out of the kindness of their heart, like
I wish they were, but they're not.
Jonas Salk, for the what was he doing, like the measles vaccine or something,
Yeah,
whatever.
he refused to patent it and then went
Yeah,
around and
yeah,
distributed
yeah.
it for free.
He just gave it away.
That
Right.
is true.
Well, Moderna ain't giving it away. But when I'm smart enough to know at 50, almost 57 years old, like if somebody's profiting off of something, I have to take a step back.
So I hear you. So I'm having. So you
I know you
understand.
do.
You understand.
We're not that far off. We're
not that far off, and you understand
really
the importance of the measles vaccine. Like you understood it. Like he was not trademarked so that it could be free. I'm sorry, the smallpox vaccine.
Jonas Salk was polio.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the polio vaccine, and he didn't trademark it, so it could be distributed for free. Like you saw value in that vaccine and distributing it, and how that was like a benefit.
Because that would benefit society, and he actually did it.
So
he didn't say like, well, I'm gonna do the Salk vaccine, and then you're gonna have to get the Salk booster and
so Howie, my question is, at what point did everything flip the other way? Because like you saw value in vaccines, you saw benefit in people taking them and preventing the spread of virus, and then now you're so anti-COVID vaccine. You voted for Bernie at one point. We're like anti-corporate, and now you're starting the most pro-corporate client or most pro-corporate president, arguably in the history of the United States. What changed? Like, what was the point that you like flipped?
Well, the first flip was like I was never voting for Hillary. Like I saw the way shit went down. Like Bernie was still winning primaries, and I saw the way the media had already basically coronated Hillary.
This and I hear that. I came up with a completely different conclusion.
So it's like I was like, but I also like was doing my research on like Hillary and Bill going back to Arkansas. Like how
they're corrupt. They're part of the system. They're literally part of the system.
So, but I'm saying, and I was like, trust me, I lost money. I lost money at Trump's casinos. I never liked the guy. But I'm saying, like, when there was one of his first major speeches where he went to Alabama and like 30,000 people showed up, and the media was still like, is Trump really running? Is he not running? Whatever. And his MAGA hat back then was even like, I believe it was white, and Jeff Sessions was there. He shows up at this field, and I honestly, God, I'm not saying that Trump is the greatest guy in the world, but
no, he's just a PDF file. He's a
no.
I wasn't even going to go there yet. I was still waiting to get there.
but I remember watching this when he stood in front of a lot of people, and it was still like tenuous whether he was going to run. And I think he just fucking stood and like, I'm not saying he's the greatest guy, but I'm not saying he's the worst guy. I still think he like loves America and all this other stuff and everything that he's been afforded in this country. And he said, you know what?
I mean, do you remember January 6th?
I think he had yes, I remember January 6th.
I mean, you're supporting a guy that led an attempted coup while he hid in the White House and watched TV. I mean, this is your hero?
He was my hero in 2016. That's a long time ago.
I mean, how do you feel about him now?
I'll be happy when it's all over.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, does anybody does anybody have any questions for?
I mean, you think like, yeah, we all have Trump. We all have Trump fatigue at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we are literally coming apart at the seams.
But you effed up in 2020. You could have just let him fucking win in 2020, and he would have already been gone.
I don't follow that logic.
Nobody expected him to come back. Like, I didn't expect him to come back. Like, I watched him I watched him take the fucking helicopter from the fucking White House lawn, and I'm like, God damn, it's over. I didn't expect them to come back. Well, I'm just fucking riding at this point.
Yeah,
And now you're gonna give me, and now you're gonna like, my option is Kamala.
we're all gonna
Like,
we're all locked in this burning car together, and like pouring gasoline on your lap is not a logical answer.
You have to take a little bit of responsibility by putting Kamala out there. And don't
I'm gonna
she's like the qualified.
I'm gonna give you my big three. So hear me out. Hear me out. Let me give Jamie's big three. So I've
never played a part in it.
I've looked at this, and so the main reason there's pressure points, and we're all kind of pinned to the mat, right? Nobody can afford rent. Nobody can afford groceries.
Some people can. Some people can. A lot of people can.
What we need right now is more affordable housing. We've kind of let housing become like the investment tool of the wealthy. And now nobody can actually afford a place to live. It's actually kind of a problem. So of the big three, the one that doesn't actually apply to this conversation is social housing. And I think we need to do more government-based affordable housing that just exists just to be affordable housing. It's something a lot of countries do. We just don't do it. Okay. Two, so the thing that I think that would help start to unfuck this whole thing, ranked choice voting. Do you know what ranked choice voting is?
I just want to ask you a quick question.
Go ahead.
Do you believe that bringing in undocumented people raises the cost of housing for American citizens?
I don't. I think billionaires raise the cost of housing. And I think that immigrants that want to move here and make a better life for themselves are what made this country awesome in the first place. And most of the states have the highest amount of GDP, have the highest amount of undocumented people.
But just as a supply, as a factor of supply and demand. So demand is somewhat finite. I mean,
we have more empty houses sitting than there are homeless people in this country.
No.
Fact.
I'm talking about rents. I'm not talking about buying. I'm talking about rentals. Okay. So
most people are
rentals
paying
50%. Are somewhat finite. Supply is finite.
Do you know how many
when the demand,
empty units?
And no. That is houses for sale. We're talking about rentals.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Philadelphia, like rentals that were, say, even pre-COVID were $800-900 a month are now $1,200-1,300 a month. And we're talking about basically a 25% increase, and we've probably had a 25% increase in undocumented.
It was about 30%, like in housing, like across the board, like that was kind of like the effect.
So I'm just curious why you don't think that people coming to this country, and I'm just gonna use the undocumented for proper whatever. When we have, and they do need a place to live.
Yeah. I have a personal opinion.
Why you don't think that increases the cost of housing? Not buying houses.
I don't, and I'll tell you why. And the main reason is a big mega corporation called BlackRock. Are you familiar with BlackRock?
Yes, I am.
So institutional investors own about 1% of single-family homes nationally, but Blackstone owns about 0.06 themselves. Like they own 0.06 of the homes nationally.
Blackstone and BlackRock are actually two different. You said Blackstone.
Yes,
they're actually two different companies. To be honest with you,
I meant to say Blackstone.
No, it's okay. It's like that's how fucked up they are. And if you want to take down BlackRock, bro, I'm with you.
That is why housing is more expensive in this country. It's corporations buying
But
up
they're
all of
not.
the housing.
But they don't own apartment buildings and stuff like that. It's like, but
They buy housing. Like they take it out of the market, and by owning a
just
substantial part of the market and
just
just holding that inventory, what happens?
but the rentals,
The Airbnbs are the problems for those.
I'm not worried about that. I'm talking. I'm listen. I'm not buying a house anytime soon.
Nobody
But
is.
I may. But I might have to rent. But I may have to rent a place, and I'm going to
Now,
be paying.
now that's why I'm saying we need to have social housing. It's like housing that the government builds, and check it out. Even if you don't live in social housing, just social housing existing nearby lowers the average rents of your rent.
Do you live in a major city?
I do. I live in Los Angeles.
My good. Oh my goodness. I could have a completely whole other conversation. How's the health of LA these days?
It's okay. We're surviving the ICE raids and Trump literally trying to defund everything.
I was more like the homelessness and
the homelessness is a big issue. We are trying to fight for social housing, like what I'm talking about right now. There's a lot of pushback from, and it's funny that you ask because I'm waist deep in this stuff. Howard Jarvis is a real estate firm that is lobbying against the Measure ULA, which is here in Los Angeles. It's a social housing movement, sort of coalition that's essentially sort of organized around a mansion tax that was passed several years ago. And after the mansion tax was enacted, it's raised like over $1 billion. And now they're trying to allocate that to purchase deteriorating housing, build new affordable housing. Essentially, we're about to have a giant wave of social housing. So hopefully,
but the people, the people with the serious rug problems, the mental health issues.
Sure.
Like, I mean, how much money can we throw at this problem at this point?
It's been proven that if you house people, it's cheaper.
What's that?
It's been proven through studies that if you just house people, it's actually cheaper.
But what if people don't want to be housed?
There
are people that do not like. There are some people that are literally gone. I mean, mentally, they're not there.
It's such I don't know anyone that I've ever encountered that resisted housing for any reason other than you're trying to send me somewhere and make me throw all of my stuff away. And it was like the reason they didn't want the house was like they were only allowed to take like a backpack, and they had like all the stuff from when they got kicked out of their apartment. And they're like,
You've
no.
never met anyone in LA that really just you could not, like
I may have met one person that was like a chronically unhoused person that said they preferred it, and it may have been some mental health thing. I can't say. I may have met one. I will give you that there might be one, but it's like such a crazy, like not the norm. And most people want housing. Most people take you up on the offer.
So
most people are waiting.
After we house them, what do we do with them?
So here's the thing. Okay. Most people on the street are suffering like mental illness and stuff because they're on the street. Like it's like really stressful. People can get like SA'd. People are alive. People are constantly worried. And so then they end up doing like substances.
24 hours.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like think about being on the streets of Philly overnight.
No. I don't want to. I couldn't.
So once you're in a housing, it's a lot easier to treat like mental health issues. Addiction. It's easier to get a job, that's for sure, when the city's not throwing away your documents every week.
Sure.
So yeah, it's like proven it's a lot less money if we just house people and like help them get back into the system. Most countries just do that. Like, well, America's kind of an outlier in not doing that. And Canada has done extensive studies to prove that that is the cheapest way to do it.
But once again, with cities struggling, all cities, including Los Angeles, are struggling financially.
I mean,
whether you're going to put the money to schools or...
We actually pay more in taxes in California than the rest of the nation. We actually foot the bill for any of the red states. Most of the red states benefit from the taxes of the blue states. So if you want to get into that whole liberal, I'm not going to argue pro that, but it is true.
But the money, so like you have to set up this entire infrastructure. You need buildings. You need systems in place.
You need to house people.
To house people, to come and go. You obviously need a lot of employees. Like
services. Usually, you need services on site because these people need counseling.
Listen, if you have people that are on the edge of doing bad stuff, maybe leaving or coming and going, like it's a lot of money. It needs a lot of investment.
It does.
So why? But
it's less.
Where is that money? Where is that money? That's not city money. That is not local money.
I think it is. I mean, you either solve the problem or it exacerbates. We want to solve the issue before it becomes a more expensive issue, and that makes logical sense.
So years ago, you're younger than I am. You're definitely. So where were these people housed back in the day?
We used to do a lot of institutions. That was sort of like back in the day. We had mental institutions. That was kind of like we arrested people and just put them out of sight. And historically, we said we don't have homeless people. Well, that's because we just disappear people, and it was awful. And I'm actually really happy that period of human history is done.
Absolutely, because we know the history of the mental institutions, the abuse that went on within the mental institutions. Absolutely. But that's sort of like the liberal mindset. It's like, okay, we're gonna stop the abuse in the mental, but saying okay, once we do this, what is going to happen? And I could tell you from someone living, in a city like Philadelphia, and
right on, Chomp.
Well, my part of Philadelphia is not necessarily close to. We have the World Cup coming in less than 10 days.
I mean,
we have 200.
Howie, if you hate corporations so much, why don't we just tax the corporations, make them pay for these services?
Because taxing and taxing and taxing and taxing. Listen, we have a problem right now with the Philadelphia budget. They want to put, and it just got shot down. They wanted to put a dollar tax, $1 per rideshare tax, and city council, shot it down. We never. Do you know how many taxes there are specifically for the Philadelphia school system?
You should see how many taxes there are for the Los Angeles school system.
Right. So, okay. So the first, specifically for the school system. So the first one, and I'll tell you because I was a bartender in the mid 90s.
I think we just approved a ballot initiative to increase a point of our sales tax to offset all of the cuts that Trump made because we no longer can fund our healthcare system. So now we have to increase our taxes temporarily.
But we actually have local taxes in Philadelphia.
We have a lot of like the mansion tax I just mentioned was local.
Yeah. Well, the first one is a liquor tax, and most people, unless they've lived in Philadelphia like a really long, basically, if you buy, I used to say like a $5 drink, but I'll say if you buy a $10 drink in Philadelphia, it'll be $11. Like there's a 10% liquor tax. So you want to come to Philadelphia, you want to have a little martini, whatever you want to have a little whatever you want to have. Okay, your drink's $10, your bill's $11. You think, oh yeah, okay, I just bought an $11 drink in Philadelphia. No, you bought a $10 drink in Philadelphia, and $1 goes to the school system. Then that's
kind of cool. Is it a whole dollar for real?
It's 10% of the drink.
Okay, I was about to say because that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot. A dollar would be insane.
Drinks in Philly
10%. 10% is going to be a lot of money. That's a lot.
And it's been that way for now over 30 years.
That's amazing.
Okay.
I didn't even know that. So, and I hear you. I know that taxes are a lot, but like, do you know what taxes were in the 1950s?
But do you also know what the graduation rate, the literacy rates of like Philadelphia school children are? Like we've got we're just constantly throwing money.
So that's a tax on like working people, like especially taxing alcohol. That's literally taxing the working class. I'm sorry, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like income tax. In the 1950s, anybody that made over $200,000 paid 91%. 91. And we've gotten really far away from that model. And that was the heyday. That's when everybody's like, make America great again. We want to like, everybody goes to college and can have like work at home, stay at home parents and, 2 cars in the garage or whatever that American dream used to be. That was because we were taxing the shit out of rich people. And that was how we funded it all.
And that gave rich people incentive to make more money. Like why would they want to work harder? Like why would if you knew you could work twice as hard, make twice as much money and basically pay 90% in taxes.
What that ended up doing is made most people put their assets into the business, and then they just controlled a larger business.
Well, I mean, listen, there was always ways to get around it. But I'm saying if they were actually like your actual income, like everyone talks about like, oh, we need to fuck Elon Musk. Like Elon, you really think Elon Musk's wealth is he's what's his salary? Like that's the only thing that's going to get taxed.
Elon Musk's wealth's insane. It's insane. It's literally insane.
But you're not taxing his wealth in shares of Tesla.
I mean, his shares of Tesla are probably one of the least valuable parts of his assets.
Tesla's that's his most valuable. What are you talking about?
I think SpaceX is his most valuable.
I mean, he owns millions of shares. Like, how do you think he's a fucking billionaire? They pay him like millions of dollars a year.
I'm seeing that he's got 1.7 trillion IPO later with SpaceX. And if that hits, he's going to be the world's.
Well, SpaceX will be a different.
If that hits, he will be the world's first trillionaire.
No, right. But how many shares of Tesla does he have? At 400 now, I think it's the last time I looked, $400 a share. He's the largest shareholder of Tesla. That's where his wealth is. Everyone's like, tax their income. I mean, what's his salary every year? He doesn't care what his salary is. What do you think? He's like fucking
I,
checking his bank account, like
he's
making sure
currently
it's
worth approximately $800 billion. So
okay. And how much of that is Tesla stock?
he has about 717 shares. That's 20% of Tesla, worth 354 billion just from Tesla alone.
Okay, so so he's worth just in his shares, depending on the price of Tesla, he he's worth. Do you want to tax him on that?
I mean, you should tax people on their income. You get
Well,
dividends
that's not
from
his
shares.
income because he didn't. I mean, Tesla could go to zero tomorrow. So
Correct.
okay.
There are ways, and I'm not super well versed there. Somebody at one point had mentioned there's a more fair way to tax shares and assets. I definitely think
Well, it
that
does get
needs to be
taxed
taken into
once you
account.
sell them. If you sell them,
Yes.
that's capital gains. So
However,
like now you actually, but
what we
until
have
you
right
sell
now,
them,
now is
you can't.
taxes on drinks, alcohol, tobacco, sales tax. These aren't like income. Like, we're not taxing the billionaire. Like, we don't have this 91% tax rate anymore. Now it's like 30. Like, that's what I'm getting at. We're not taxing to the rates that we used to tax when the country was quote unquote great. And if we taxed, we could build what we're talking about, social housing that I mentioned, like all this education.
Well, you don't think back then, like the way the tax code is written and all the loopholes and all the bullshit, like yes, there was a whatever 90% tax, and then you don't think the rich people back then said, okay, tax my income. Well, this is an income. I'm going to shift this. I'm going to move that. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but then it puts it into the company, which then isn't at least out of their individual purview. I mean, that was sort of like the overall plan, was to get more businesses into the economy so that then the economy is moving. Like, that was the thinking of the 1950s. But anyway, I digress. If we tax the billionaires, we could fund things like social housing that would alleviate the pressures of people like you and I that are paying half of our income in rent. And then once we have a little bit of freedom, we can start to, like, I don't know, actually organize and do politics. And then I think ranked choice voting comes into play, because right now we're never going to win if we keep having to do either or past the poll voting. Are you familiar with ranked choice?
I've heard the term. I don't know what it means.
So ranked choice voting's dope. That means you get to put a rank on each candidate that's running, and if your candidate doesn't get enough votes to pass the line, then your vote goes to the next candidate. So you don't have to throw your vote away on a radical candidate. You could take a chance, and if they don't make it, it just goes to the more sensible candidate.
No, I disagree with that.
You don't like ranked choice voting?
No. Because honestly, I mean, like I said, like 2015, 16 was a long time ago for me. I mean, just because I said I was a Bernie bro, and I still believe in some of his things, I also realized now that Bernie never accomplished dick in politics. I mean, he said a lot of great things, and I still, wish that certain things. It's not so much corporate; it's about income inequality, and I believe that. But nothing is going to change about that. And
so now you're a cynic.
No, I'm old. And I just I'm older than you. So it's not like, I want a perfect world where everybody has stuff and everything like that. But, I also live in a city where things are deteriorating, in my opinion, quite rapidly. So I have to do what's best. I don't have a family, but I have to do what's best for me.
But I mean, that's the thing though. Like, you you say that you were once pro Bernie and like you understand that he's like anti.
No, I really was. I really was.
He is anti-establishment. Like that. Like we both agree.
Yes.
That. Like he's anti-establishment. So you're going to blame him for not accomplishing something in this terrible system that sabotages everyone. Like, isn't that kind of like what we would expect from someone that's trying to take on the establishment?
Well, but nobody in the Democratic Party is trying to take on the establishment. I looked at Trump, but I looked at Trump as taking on the establishment.
Trump was a FU to the establishment. He did not say, like, he said he was going to drain the swamp and then filled the swamp with turds.
Well, first time around, I mean, I'm not sure there's a theory that he didn't expect to win. So he just started like appointing people because he's like, oh shit, I won.
I mean, whatever your justification is, it was terrible. Okay. It's been bad for the country. Lots of people have been hurt. Affordability is absolutely terrible.
I have not been hurt since Trump's been president. My gas is fucking really high right now.
That hurts. Oh, how's your savings account?
It's been 2 months. I'm taking it up the ass on gas.
Yes, we're all hurting. This is pain. Okay.
All right. But I'm waiting to see because I paid $4.19 today and I was like I'm like $4.19 I paid. And I was like, oh shit, let me fucking fly in right there.
Yeah, and you because the guy was willing to take on the dragon didn't win, you voted for the dragon.
You can't keep doing the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yeah, I think that was voting for the Democrats. The moment they threw Bernie under the bus, I came to a different conclusion. I said, I'm going to do everything. I said, we were both spurned. We were both there. I decided, after that happened, I said, I'm going to do everything I can to build a third party and get past the Democrats because they're in the way.
Listen, and God bless you for doing that. I mean, we were both spurned at the same time. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. Guess what? I mean, listen, it cost me shit with my family.
You voted for the dragon.
Listen, not like full disclosure. My dad, my father, whose name was Bernard, who died in 2020. We convalesced on fucking Bernie Sanders. My dad, who really wasn't that political, he had a fucking Bernie mug.
Do you know how many people, if there was politics that actually benefited them, would get involved in politics? Like, we have a political system that refuses to touch the market. Neither party will do anything about it.
I had an epiphany that the Democratic Party was full of shit.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Okay. Well, I'm going to go. I don't know who I'm voting for in 2026. 2028. However, you know what? You keep feeding me fucking Hakeem Jeffries and you still walking out Chuck Schumer. At least you got rid of Pelosi. Until you do something. I've told people this a million times.
So what if I told you?
Bring me back in.
What if I told you?
I'm telling you right now. It ain't gonna be fucking Gavin fucking Newsom that's gonna fucking bring me to fuck back into the party.
What if I told you ranked choice voting might have given us
No.
Bernie Sanders?
No. You got to give me better people. You have to give me better.
What if I tell you the system is broken and will never give you better people?
I like you. I like you personally, but there's nothing that is going to make me like. Listen, I'll bring you to Philadelphia.
We need to fix the voting system. Like, we keep getting two candidates. One's Republican, one's Democrat. And until we can have some third option. I
love your spunk. I love your enthusiasm. I love everything you're saying.
So if we had a viable third party, how quickly do you think the Democrats would get their shit together?
Okay. Well, I mean, I remember John Anderson in 1980 as the Independent.
And we just had this two-poll past the poll runoff system. And until we have some kind of ranked choice where you can vote for multiple candidates.
What are these? What is this third party going to say? Because I'm not. I understand that there's this whole progressive far left.
Yeah, progressives are not far enough.
Okay.
What we need is working class, like people.
Even like, as a Democrat, I'm very moderate.
What we need is a party that is fighting for working class people. That's like people that need food stamps, people that need that stuff so that they can get on feet and get jobs. The goal is to build programs. The goal is to build programs that get people whole. Like, we right now have Democrats that try to use these programs as Band-Aids. We need to have programs that the goal, like FDR had job placement programs. We should be trying to give people, vocations.
Jamie, what got us out of the Great Depression?
Basically, the job placement the worker programs.
False. What got us out of the Great Depression?
What do you think of?
World War II. That's what got us. That's what got us working again. That's what got the money, the fine money. I mean, yes, FDR did a ton of programs, Tennessee Valley, blah blah blah. But it was not until we entered World War II.
I will concede that World War II finished the job. That I will concede. But FDR passed the largest expansion of government in American history, and that was.
But people were still struggling. But it wasn't until we had that was our economy, and they realized like listen, let's face it, war is good for business.
I will admit that World War II finished the job, but the fact remains unemployment went from 25% in 1933 to 14% in 1937.
And what was it in like post World War II?
I want to say it shot back up to 19%, but I'd have to double check it.
No, it wasn't until that's like the misnomer. Like, everybody thought like everything was great, like the 50s were great, but then there were definite chinks in the armor, and then in the 60s, there was a lot of building going on. Everybody was moving.
Okay, yeah. When FDR pulled back spending, by 1937, the conservatives pressured him to balance the budget, and then unemployment shot back up to 19% immediately.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, 20 years later, in the 70s, we're hitting fucking recession again.
I mean, the fact remains we have a corporate class Democratic Party that is not fighting for the things that would, like I said, build programs to make people whole and actually give pathways for people to get out of homelessness and become well-established citizens. What we give is like this patchwork system of like band-aids and means tested programs, which means you have to like have a minimum income and go and search for a job and turn in all these forms and do all this extra work, when it's just like, why not just have jobs programs that just like actually work and help people? And instead of doing that, the Republicans sabotage the government and won't let us do anything that's actually helpful. And then they say, see, it wastes a lot of money. It doesn't work. Stop doing that.
Yeah, okay. Me being...
Sorry, am I making too much sense?
No. Me being a non-Republican former Democrat, you know why and you're a good person. You say like, hey, we can do this, da 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 da. But the Republicans say, no, we're not throwing money at this because they've seen this movie before. See, you're not the ultimate decision maker.
No.
And you have to realize that the people that tell you, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and all of the nonprofits and the 501c3s and blah, blah, blah. Guess what? There's a lot of people it's just a lot of lip service. You actually want to do something.
Yes.
And maybe you should start your own, nonprofit. I don't listen. I don't know, but
so
I'm saying when I took a step back, I'm looking at like, wait a second, what the fuck does this charity? What do these people do? Like, why we keep throwing money, and Republicans basically just say like, no, I don't want to throw any more money at this, and you say, oh, they're racist or they don't like homeless people. It's not like that. I'm neither one, but you can't just, at some point, like, listen, if you're a parent and your child has a problem and you send them to therapy and you pay for the therapist and you pay for all the treatments and you just keep throwing money. At what point are you going to lose your house because you're trying to help your child? You going to go bankrupt yourself?
You have to do what you can for your child. Sure. But at the same time, like with this system that we currently have, like you unfortunately are put in a position where you have to look out for yourself first. And it's a terrible system. You have to look out for yourself first in this system. And it's a terrible system. There is no, like in other countries, like if you have that much problem, you can look to the government and seek help with, if someone can't be taken care of.
I was using that as an example of like a child. Like, do you ever say like, I can't give any more money because if I give any more money, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt my other children. It's going to hurt. I'm going to lose my house.
Well, again, because we live in the system that we do. I don't love
my child. I can't give money that I don't have.
Yeah.
It's a hard decision, I guess, and I think.
And that's the terrible situations that our government puts people in instead of building programs to actually help people. I think that
I believe in my heart just from talking to you right now and seeing the way you're like if you were a decision maker and you could, yes, you would probably spend the money wisely. But
so I am the treasurer of the Beverly, Vermont Community Land Trust, which is one of these organizations that I'm explaining to you. We literally just purchase land and property to take it out of the market and make sure it stays affordable forever. That's the only thing. That's why we exist.
All right. Well, I'm 56. How old are you?
I'm 38.
38. All right, you're older than I thought. Okay, just
So,
you
and I
know,
mean,
just,
so I mentioned I have the big three, and I told you about ranked choice, and I hope you'll look it up. I hope you'll research it,
no.
and I think ranked choice could help us.
You explained it pretty
I
well, and
think it could help
I
us
don't.
untwist the knot. I really do, because even if, I mean, we'd probably still end up Democrats, but we could
But just
possibly end up with people better than Democrats.
but Jamie, just don't do yourself a favor. Just stop trying to save everybody. Save
No
just
promises.
just we'll say, listen, you save one person, that that's pretty good. If
Pretty good.
you can do what you can do. Oh man.
We've talked about everything.
Yes,
So
we did.
do you still support? You said you don't support Trump. You're ready to get off.
Listen, I've been on the train since 2016. I'm looking forward to what 2028 is going to look like.
So I've told you a couple times now. I have Jamie's big three. We have the social housing with the ranked choice voting. Do you know what the third thing is?
No, you didn't tell me.
It's the third party. It is a class-based workers' party for truck drivers, for plumbers, for electricians, for people that like want to get together. Now, the reason why is if these corporate parties fuck around, if all of these people just decide not to go to work, what happens?
But they're unions, and the unions support the Democrats.
Yeah, but
So now
why?
you have to. I'm not.
Why?
I don't quite know why.
Exactly.
This is very. It's very, very, very strong in Philadelphia. So you're not going to get.
It's similar in Los Angeles. I'll give you that.
You're
but
not going to get the electricians.
We're starting
you're not
to
get
see
the electricians to vote anything.
We saw electricians at our last May Day march, and we saw roofers.
Well,
we saw some hard-nosed guys.
Yeah. Well, trust me. You don't think? I mean, what you're talking about. I mean, these parties. Well,
in California, to be fair, we actually have a party. It's been here since like the 50s. It's called the Peace and Freedom Party. So we've had one. We kind of had a head start. Like we're running them locally, like in state and like local elections, and it's actually starting to kind of get some traction.
Are you familiar with the Working Families Party in Philadelphia?
I am. I'm vaguely familiar, but that would be the kind of stuff that I would say is like, why not just go ahead and
understand, but
start supporting that stuff?
But they're just an arm of like the Service Workers Union, the SEIU. I mean, like they're asking for too much.
I mean, the thing about negotiation is if you have somebody at the table that's like the angry person and then a more sensible person that's saying, hey, they want the moon, the stars, the sun. If you just work with me here, maybe we can that's a really good negotiating setup. And if we had ranked choice voting, you could throw a ranked choice vote to that worker party, which is, the party that most people are scared to vote for right now.
I mean, out of every fucking lefty, like, I listen. You sound great. It
just makes sense. I'm sorry. And this is the stuff I'm hoping we start to come. You don't think this makes sense?
How are you still this idealistic at fucking 30?
Because I've made some traction. I've caught some ground. The mansion tax. We've passed the mansion tax. We've got some social housing going. I literally spent 4 years operating a co-op full of artists in LA.
How long have you lived in LA?
I've been here like 10 years.
Okay, so in 10 years, have you seen some stuff where you're just like, Jesus Christ?
Yeah, that's life. I've been mugged.
No, it's not life. It's LA.
Yes.
LA
that's life. People get attacked in like Iowa. Like crime happens.
Yeah, not okay. So like I don't even know what goes on. I don't even know what goes on in LA because like with the Dodgers and all the sports teams and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like I mean like the World Cup is coming here in like a week and a half. Like no, it's coming to LA in like almost a week.
I think the workers were talking about striking or something. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, honestly, like I'm still the type. It's like, I mean, I hope the whole thing just blows up in our faces. I mean,
it would be kind of cool from the viewpoint that like I want the workers to be like, you didn't listen to us. This is what happens, and that'd be the first example of that America's like seen.
Yeah, I mean,
like think about
like
in a long time.
You talk about like money. Like think about like how many Los Angeles athletes, whether it's Shohei, whether it's Kobe Bryant, that make at least $50 million a year.
A lot of money in sports.
Listen, I mean, I like sports and stuff, but I don't support it. I don't have enough money to like, I'm not going to spend like $300 to go to a fucking baseball game between parking.
It's a lot of money.
Whatever.
A lot of money. And time.
But but you have to convince all these liberals, because they are liberals, but they will still they love their idols. And God forbid you need a new fucking ballpark. I mean, SoFi Stadium was built in Los Angeles. Like, who paid for that?
There was a big, again, like I think it was like a sales tax initiative.
Sales tax.
Yeah, we're really clever. Yeah, we're really clever with our whole sales tax.
That's what I'm saying. Like the owners, but the people still have to pay for it, right? I don't know how SoFi Stadium was paid for.
Actually, it was privately funded. I'm dumb. So, Kroenke, the owner of the LA Rams, paid for it.
Oh, okay. So like the public paid nothing for that.
I said probably a sales tax jokingly because we just every time there's something that we need to fund, that's just what we do.
No. Sometimes, yeah, like. But it was definitely privately funded?
Yeah, it was the owner of the Rams because the Rams needed a stadium.
Okay. They were worried about the Rams were like threatening to leave or whatever. I thought I didn't know if like LA, I didn't know if Los Angeles had to pay for some of that or not. I mean, but it varies from city to city. Like sometimes the city does have to pay.
It sounds like the development group was able to get it financed without any direct taxpayer support, which is crazy. But it is LA, and it was a major investment opportunity that I'm sure they were able to get a lot of people to pitch in on.
Well, that's good, but I'm sure the people are paying. I'm sure the people are paying for it one way or another. Like
it did bring a lot of like events and like business and stuff to the area, so like it ended up being it's a double-edged sword, right? Like it's traffic, but a lot of people make money. Like the street vendors make a lot of money.
But I saw I think I saw like a fucking TikTok or something like outside of like what is it the Staples where the Lakers play?
Yeah,
like
one of the after game.
It's like fucking. Like it was like fucking ghetto.
Come on! Right? As someone from Philly, you can't give me comments about post game behavior.
No. It's not. There's no. It was like no. Like there was like fucking shit going on.
You'll have to grease the light poles, from what I understand.
What?
I hear that they have to grease the light poles in Philly because people climb the light poles after like sports games and shit.
In certain instances, but
that's what I hear.
That's not. It's not everybody. Like you can't you can't categorize like every single person in
Same
Philadelphia.
thing. Like you're
No,
judging
I was
like an
talking about
area.
it was right outside of Staples, and I'm like, yeah, like there's like street fucking vendors and stuff.
Yes, it's the culture here. We love like the Dodger dogs. Like when the ladies just stand on the sidewalks, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. We love that shit. That's just part of our
but
culture.
you don't want to. But you don't want. But you don't want people just selling stuff right on the street.
Why? We got people with like phone charger. Have you ever just been out and you're like, fuck, I wish I had a phone charger.
Oh, wait a second. Are they paying taxes? Are they tax?
A lot of them are just like.
Oh, no, not a lot. Wait, if you have an illegal business, do you support that? Because they're not.
A lot of them are like really like not making a lot of money. They're probably not making enough money to have to pay taxes. Like I'm gonna be real. They're like really low cash.
These people are selling food. Don't you think people should have a business license? No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but hot dogs, man. Yeah. I can forgive some hot dogs. I'm not a cop. I'm not trying to enforce a food permit. If I see a hot dog and I'm hungry,
you're honestly, you're not the worst liberal I ever met. But you're just.
I'm actually not a liberal. I consider myself a socialist. I'm registered with Peace and Freedom Party. They're considered a socialist.
What do you consider yourself? And please don't say socialist.
I consider myself scientific socialist. I do. I consider myself someone that wants to use the public for good. Like we should have government programs.
And I'm not being snarky or anything like that. But whenever I meet a socialist, I ask them. I said, okay, now we have our infrastructure in place, and the way I understand socialism is like everything's spread out. You know, everybody gets their whatever.
Tax people.
Gotcha. But at the same time, like. You know, maybe it's not your form of socialism, but it's like who. So you have, let's use Los Angeles. You have, give me the really nice building, a nice apartment building in Los Angeles.
There's a nice apartment building. God,
yeah, like fucking like.
I stay in like 100-year-old buildings. I don't know the nice ones.
No. I mean like a newer like construction. Blah blah blah.
New luxury apartment.
Yeah, like
there's the Thea.
The Thea?
The Thea.
Okay, sounds great. Okay, does the Thea have a penthouse?
Yeah, it's got the largest luxury pool deck apparently.
Oh, oh, cool, awesome. So I like this place. So if we're going to switch over, who gets the top floor with pool deck access, and who gets the first floor?
So
and who gets your fucking shit ass apartment?
So what you're not understanding is that socialism is just like if we had FDR's job placement program in full swing, if the like railroad was like better yet the airline was owned by the government and like they made sure tickets and services were like fair and everything ran on time, like if all of the like major utilities were owned by the government. Like imagine if the federal government went into electrical, connected all the electrical grids in the entire nation, and then just built a 1-by-1 grid of solar panels in the middle of the desert where nobody's out there anyway, and then just made electricity free. Like that's possible. Like we could theoretically do that. But we can't with this government system. But socialism is like we let the government do things. That's really kind of what you're thinking of is like communism, which is like what they tried to do in the Soviet Union. They completely flipped the economic system. They literally tried to. Do you know why the Soviet Union failed? It's a really silly reason.
They crashed they crashed our economy.
They quite literally just couldn't figure out how much to make of stuff.
No. There was. I
You
mean,
can
why
look it up.
ultimately failed.
It's
No,
pretty much
I mean,
that's the reason, because they didn't have the market signals that capitalism has, that kind of tells you, okay, there was this much demand, so we need to generate this much supply. They didn't have those signals. They couldn't figure out. So they kept making too much of one thing, not enough of another thing. Everything was chaos. People were really unhappy, and it really wasn't. You should watch
certain videos of why it ultimately failed. But I mean, there were signs it was happening. I mean, Gorbachev was, making nice with the West, and
Gorbachev is kind of the nail in the coffin. But if you look it up, and I encourage you can fact check me. A lot of the reason why the Soviet Union just didn't work is they did not have a way to calculate how much to make of anything in any one particular industry, and it was met. And now we could technically do that, but I'm not advocating to go completely communism, but we could let the country do things.
How do you think China's doing?
China is kind of whooping our ass. They have a planned economy. They decided years ago they didn't mind being the factory of the world. They have their planned economy, and they allow their citizens to participate in a capitalist system sort of on top of that planned economy. So they're doing pretty much sort of a mixed economy where it's like a core of socialism, which they do have a communist party that is trying to go towards communism.
No, it's not really socialism. I mean, it's communist government, and
they call it communism with Chinese characteristics, socialism with Chinese characteristics. That's their terms.
But it's really. I mean, everything else is like capital. I mean, they allow.
There's like an element of capital, and again, they're in a worldwide.
There's more than an element of capital.
They're in a worldwide system that the entire world operates in capitalism. So, like, even though they're a socialist country, they still have to participate in a worldwide system of capitalism.
But it's funny that nobody. I mean, their problems are not necessarily their own. But I mean, when you have a population like four times the United States with exactly the same landmass, I mean, there's nothing they can do. So China has massive problems. I mean, it's incredible. Like,
they have no homeless.
Huh?
They have no homeless.
No, absolutely. Well, that's not, well, I'm sorry. I mean, not necessarily true, but you won't see it.
No, they have no homeless. Like, that's sort of a fact.
that's so are you telling me there's no poor people in China?
No, I mean, well, they have poor, but not like homeless.
That's a myth, because I mean, if that's the communist side. If they control what you see, then you're going to think that, like, oh, everybody's okay in China. Like I lived in China in the early 2000s. Like I was over there, and like it was like a population of like one at time, like 1.4 billion people, and it's probably stayed somewhat similar, but like 800 million people at the time, and this is 25 years ago, were fucking peasants.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm talking about like no indoor plumbing.
Yes, living in huts.
That's right. So when you see like these fabulous fucking Chinese cities, and and all, there's all this crazy stuff, and you have to walk down. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, yes, they are doing amazing things, but they're not showing you you can't tell me in 25 years they made all the fucking peasants go away. That's bullshit.
They did. So within 40 years, they literally lifted 800 million people out of poverty with a planned economy.
800 lifted 800. Well, that's their definition of
So the
poverty.
United States at this point is growing at a 2.1% rate of GDP,
James, you have
and
to
China's growing at 4.6%, twice the rate of the United States.
Okay, and I'm no economist by any stretch, but you have to understand what poverty meant in the late 70s, early 1980s.
So the U.S. economy was 15 times larger than China's in 1980.
No. For an individual, like everybody in the 1980s.
So in 1980, for the United States, the GDP per capita, which would be like the amount of money each person has, was like 84,005 in the U.S. In China, it was 12,600.
Okay. But what happened was when China really opened up in 1984, the people that understood, like, people that understood like how to make money, like Deng Xiaoping said, to be rich is glorious, or whatever, something to that effect. Like the rich got very, like the people in Hong Kong came in because average Chinese person did not know how to be a capitalist. And like they have a fucking major, you don't think China has the same imbalance that the United States has with fucking billionaires?
Do you know
It's
that?
it's
Do you know that
crazy.
China executes billionaires when they're found to have a substantial amount of harm that they've caused?
No, well, no, I don't know.
They've
I
actually
don't know that.
executed 14 billionaires in the last 8 years.
I would have to look that up. And
You can.
they've executed billionaires.
Yes, sir. You can fact check me, please. Please do. I encourage it.
I have to lie. Chinese bill, because I'm thinking if I'm a billionaire, I could definitely pay off.
Not when there's a communist party in power.
Getting executed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Chinese are very renowned for fucking getting paid off. I have to look that up. I did not know that a billion. Where are you getting this information from? I find it incredibly hard to believe that one billionaire, has ever been fucking executed.
They've executed.
I want the source.
8. So, primarily tied to corruption or organized crime, such as a mining tycoon, Liu Huan, who was executed in 2015.
Okay. What was his title?
His title was president of conglomerate. Is the chairman of the Han Long Group.
No, okay. Obviously means nothing to me.
So he began buying
research, by the way.
Thank you.
You're like now we have to look up the Han. What is it, the Han Long Group? Like now we have to like what the fuck they were doing. I
can show it on screen.
I mean, you have some like pretty big Chinese companies, including like the one that started this app.
Yeah,
right?
the thing about the Chinese companies, though, that the government has to own like parts of them. They have a completely different economic system. Like the government sort of owns like some of the largest tech companies. Like they're sort of like government companies. So like our system and their system isn't the same. Like we kind of don't have a concept of it, of how things work over there.
Well, I mean, like like especially if a company's getting too big, like the party is going to.
So on screen, I'm going to show the page, the Wikipedia page for.
Do you think the Chinese? Do you think the Chinese Communist Party is bad?
So I think the
Would
Chinese Communist Party is just a government, just like any government. They're just trying to do right by their people. I think we put them in a position where their backs were against the wall. They decided to lock the fuck in, and now they're passing us. And that's just my summary of it.
wait, we put them against the wall?
Yeah, we were the ones that put their backs against the wall.
Why?
We didn't like their economy. We tried to exploit that. Like, we try to exploit pretty much everyone. I mean, it's like what we're known for. If somebody has oil,
Right.
like, we absolutely like run, make sure to get the people in
You
power
said you're
that are in our benefit.
38. You said you're 38. You don't. Okay, so I mean, you're familiar with Mao?
Yes.
Okay, so how much harm are you familiar with how much harm Mao did for China? China?
I understand he did some things that are considered controversial to this day.
No. Okay. Are you familiar with the Great Leap Forward?
Yes.
Okay. And how many people, give or take, died during the Great Leap Forward? Potentially 30 million.
So the Great Leap Forward is actually how to answer this. So how do you understand the leap forward? You just see it as sort of like a mass execution.
Well, okay.
That's what.
No. The way it was explained to me, because I never even heard about it till I actually went there. So basically, there's a revolution, 1949. Mao wins, blah blah. So now he's going to institute his form of communism, and he's aligned with Russia. Da da da. So somewhere, in the 50s, things are going along, and it's not working the way he wanted to. So Mao basically implements I'm trying to think of the word. He wants a certain amount of production for all the states, whatever. Okay. And it was about like farming. Okay.
Yeah.
So, we need, they're still an older country. They had a lot of people. We need rice production for the most part. So what happened was they weren't the local whatever was not able to keep up with the standards that Beijing was setting for them. So, and Beijing was sending out representatives basically to check the rice silos. And the way I understand it was Beijing would show up at the local, the small town. They would show the rice because they wanted to meet the standards, and the rice silos would be filled. And meanwhile, the people were fucking starving.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty fair summary. I mean, I'll go ahead and say I do definitely.
That's the way it was sort of kind of explained to me.
And I definitely do condemn the Great Leap Forward. Like, it's definitely, it was a catastrophe.
And
it wasn't.
But it was all to appease Mao's,
Yeah, I mean, the goal was to
because they
kill
don't want to
landlords.
disappoint their,
A
they
lot
want
of
to
people
disappoint
hear
the
the
grain
story. Yeah, a lot of people hear the story about the landlords. Like a million, 2 million landlords were killed. Unfortunately, as you're saying, it disrupted a lot. There was a major disruption in this, like the supply chain farming. It was a catastrophe. It was terrible. But given that it was a catastrophe, it was absolutely horrible. I mean, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Irish famine, which actually occurred under British capitalism, or the
I
Bengal famine.
know. I mean, I know about the potato famine stuff. I mean, but I'm not
I mean, it's just like these
exactly
when
sure.
when you have a terrible people in power, like it is possible for like systems to collapse and lots of people to die.
Yeah.
In any system where terrible people get power, like that's possible. Unfortunately,
Anytime you're letting somebody, uh, you know, so people starve to death. Now we're because you want to prove that your ideology or your system or whatever the fuck like
yeah, and I'm not arguing for the Great Leap Forward. Like I'm a socialist, I'm not a communist. I'm arguing for more of something like the New Deal. I want to nationalize the airline. I want to make electricity free. Like these things make sense to me. I want to buy housing and put people in housing to stabilize the economy. These
I'm
aren't
not going
like
to go so
I don't
far.
just want to like give away free shit. I want to say, hey, we need to put you in a house so you can get your shit together, so you can contribute to society.
But America lost the plot when we made healthcare and insurance companies corporations.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Are you familiar with Citizens United?
I know the term.
Citizens United was a terrible decision that, in my opinion, solidified the exact reason why you and I both voted for Bernie. And Citizens United is an FEC ruling. It was decided in like Supreme Court that decided that corporations do not have a cap on political contributions and therefore have a say in politics.
Well, individuals had the cap.
Individuals do, but how are you supposed to have
they created the PACs and the super PACs and so on.
How are you as an individual ever supposed to have your opinion listened to when a corporation can make a donation far more substantially larger than you could ever hope to?
Well, they said we want to get money out of politics, so we want to get. So you're like, as an individual, like, what do you like restricted to like $2,500 or something?
This is a crazy concept. A lot of countries,
you can contribute as much as you want to a PAC or a super PAC.
Exactly. So
but
a lot
Democrats
of
Democrats are the same fucking.
Same thing. Yeah, everything's about money, financing, fundraising, and then the people.
But that's not what I'm. All right, but you're talking about two different things. I'm just saying, like,
sort of.
Nobody should profit. Listen, if I get fucking lung cancer and I go in a fucking hospital, there's not an insurance company. There's not a fucking the only person that should be making money off of me is my fucking doctors and the people and my nurses and whatever. But the horse has already left the barn on that. Like you can't put the fucking genie back in the bottle on fucking healthcare and insurance unless you have some kind of revolution that God forbid.
We've got to go single payer. Single payer puts us all in the same insurance plan, and there's a huge reason why that would be beneficial, and I'll tell you why.
I understand, but
the cost of what we pay for medical like supplies in this country is 10 times that of the next similar medical care.
But we had to stop this years ago. Like, we have to see how it plays out. Like, do you understand how big United Healthcare is?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you? No, I'm not sure. Like, I don't understand how big they are.
They're
as big
huge.
as fucking, Yes.
And to
if you
get
need
their
something
attention, we need unions to go, fuck you, we're not showing up to work. And that's the kind of power that only comes if we get all the unions and all the workers out of the Democratic Party. I know. What I'm saying is, like, we need to literally turn the giant steamboat.
How do you get people with good jobs, kids in soccer practice, and mortgage payments and car payments
to take a risk on a third party
with people like us? I mean, they're not not going to upset their own apple cart.
You gotta give them a chance to take a risk with something like ranked choice voting. I know
they don't want to lose their homes, Jamie.
I understand, but if you give them something like ranked choice voting, then they can take a chance on those candidates that make these promises. And if it doesn't work out, their vote goes to the more sensible candidate. And ranked choice voting gives us like a leverage point, and I really think that's kind of like where we all have to start.
Okay. And you know what I believe? I just believe that if we, unfortunately, we should probably pay our candidates more. I mean, like, maybe, because if you're
the whole electoral system really kind of needs a revamp. I mean, salaries, everything's like, we honestly should have like a political system that has like fixed spending. Like, some countries, like, you only get like a certain amount the government allows you to spend, and that's your campaign funds. Like, what if we only had like a certain time slot of an evening?
They took stuff out of it, but then the PACs and the super PACs came in, and nobody had a problem with it. Like, just get rid of it all. Like, don't even have like a fucking year and a half.
Complete overhaul of the campaign finance. We need full campaign finance reform.
I was on another live.
And Citizens United is part of that.
Do you know how long the fucking presidential cycle? Like Hillary Clinton spent over $1 billion. I mean, she spent more. She spent over and in his defense, and it's not because I'm a supporter, but Trump didn't have $1 billion to spend. No, he did not. Look at the numbers. Hillary spent in 2016. Kamala spent over $1 billion in like what, 3 months, 2 months? Like, the Democrats have money for, like, how do you not hate? They have.
I do hate the Democrats. Like, I definitely do.
But Trump's not spending $1 billion.
So Trump's campaign raised and spent roughly $1.5 billion total in 2024.
No way.
Harris and outside groups spent even more. It was closer to $2 billion, and still lost.
$2 billion. Trump raised but go back to 2006.
But you have to count super PACs and outside groups. But Elon Musk alone donated $270 million of that.
Oh, okay. All right. Look at 2016. I guarantee he wasn't even close to. He didn't even. I'm not saying 500 million is not a lot, but Hillary outspent him at least 2-1. 2016.
Really, I was so pro Bernie. I was like literally running a phone banking team for the Bernie campaign. I don't remember what was going on with Hillary. So
what was your moment? What was your moment that you like? And I mean, he was still waiting. I forget the last primary one.
It was the whole nomination when they screwed him on the nomination. It was like, that was it.
No, but you knew, but. Like, I was still kind of like holding out. Like, he's still, he's getting delegates. They're doing a thing. But like, watch. I don't know if I was watching like CNN or MSNBC
when he had to run against Hillary and like they didn't give him the actual Democratic nominee. I was just like, that was it.
But I just thought
I wanted in third party.
I thought at some point he would give that speech that said, I thought he would just like burn it all down, you know, like,
So
and
Trump,
he just sat there.
2016
and it was in
398.
Philadelphia. The Democratic National Convention was in Philadelphia. Like he just sat there, and it was just like, wait a second, like this is how it's. And Hillary just walked up there and said, blah blah blah, and what.
Yeah.
And what a fucking clusterfuck of a campaign with her coughing and all her other shit. Oh,
so in 2016, Trump was 398 million.
yes. Okay. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
how much? And she was well over $1 billion.
She was actually only 768 million, but it was double. That's double Trump.
No way. Should they? No. Okay. I'm gonna have to take her. All right. I'm telling you. I am
going to put this out there, and I think this is what I will call a wonky fact. I won't expect you to accept this. They do say that Trump got 5.9 billion in free media coverage, just because like cable found putting Trump on was getting views, and they just kept putting him on for ratings, and so we got a ton of free. Like if you count that, I won't believe if you say no. You can't count that.
Okay. All right. Just as a little side note, like one of my greatest regrets in life, and I have a lot of regrets in life, but you know, my greatest regret in life, if I knew, because I never thought he was going to win. If I went up to fucking Brooklyn, if I went to Brooklyn and just stood outside the fucking Javits Center as those people were walking out after they were told to fucking leave, it would have been, and just trolled every single one of them. Yeah. It's my greatest. If I knew that was going to happen, I would have been in fucking Brooklyn on January 8th, fucking 2016. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I mean, I'll tell you though, like the one thing that really gets me though is like Trump coming out this term right out of the gate, just doing like an executive order, like targeting trans people and the whole gender identity thing. So I mean, it's just been a giant distraction. Yeah, he's just trying to distract people. The gas prices are going up. The economy's in the freaking toilet. Like nothing is going good at this point, and he's just trying to do ICE raids just to distract people.
I have friends and family that hate Trump way more than you do, and I deal with this on
I don't know. I have like I'm a socialist, so I look at it like I study it and I analyze it. And first question is always like, where's the money? Like who's paying for all of this? What's happening? Why is this so bad? Trump, I will tell you, is a symptom. I don't think he's the cause. I think we have a terrible two-party system, and Trump is what happens when people get frustrated with the system, like yourself, and just want to throw a wrench in it. And that is what we have.
I'll give it from my own perspective. Like I was okay with his first term, but I was all about drain the swamp because I really thought like
he didn't really do much his first term.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. I was cool, but everything was okay. But everyone was like, it's going to be fucking World War III. Like everything was kind of, besides until C-19, but he did not drain the swamp. And then it was like, well, I could have used a little more drain swamping.
Which he filled the swamp with turds. Let's be honest.
But so I'm like, okay, but I'm fucking not voting for Biden. Now it's like, you're just on board. Now
I will vote for a Democrat when the the other choice is somebody like Trump. Like he's just so malicious.
Listen, I'm not going to admit, like this time around, like Trump is like, I believe is on a part of it. He's on a fucking revenge tour.
Yeah, he is definitely.
I mean, like I was in another fucking live, and they're like, well, I brought up John Bolton. They're like, okay, there's like, well, I was like, yo, if I was Letitia James, like I'd be a little I'd be a little fucking concerned right now. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. You went after this dude. You didn't expect him to win. Now he won. It's like, all right, listen, as an American, as a Trump supporter for fucking 10 years, like I'll just be happy when it's all, I'm ready to move on. I'm going to be like moving into my senior citizen years. I'm good, man. Like,
I appreciate you being honest about it. Like, it takes guts to say it out. And like, here's the thing. Like,
it doesn't take guts at all.
Well, I don't think you voted for Trump because you're a bad person. Let me just get that out. Like, it definitely sounds like you voted for Trump because the Democratic Party spent 3 years fucking ignoring people.
I'm a racist, misogynist, homophobic.
I don't get those vibes.
I am. I totally am.
Oh, you are?
Oh my God. People tell me it every single day. Like,
okay. So you're being facetious, but I mean, yes. I think the Democratic Party spent 30 years ignoring you, like lying to you, and even though you were screaming that like, you wanted like real things to get fixed, like they just didn't do that. So, I mean, your anger was real, and like the people that told you everything was fine were lying. So your instinct about the system being broken was right.
You live in LA and I live in Philadelphia, and I can walk. I can go to certain certain parts of Philadelphia right now where I'd be like, well, this isn't good, and you can definitely go to certain parts of LA and be like, well, this isn't good.
And I mean, it's just like, unfortunately, like there was a problem. We both knew there was a problem, and unfortunately, he pointed at immigrants and trans people instead of billionaires, and a lot of people
nobody's
were like,
worried.
Yeah,
nobody's worried about. Nobody's worried about. Listen, nobody's worried about trans. People on the right are not worried about trans people.
There's a lot going. Like they're trying to basically legislate trans people out of existence right now. Like they're trying to take their IDs. They're trying to take like health insurance.
It's
pretty bad.
Well, you know what? Just do what you do. Just fucking stop. Stop. Just.
Well, I mean, the question now isn't really like who you voted for in 24. It's really just like, what are we gonna do, like now? Like, how do we move forward? Like that's why I'm talking about like ranked choice voting.
You're not gonna have a
social parties.
I mean, listen. Maybe in your lifetime, I hope the best for you, but you're not gonna have a viable third party candidate in 2028.
Do you think we can get to ranked choice?
No. So okay. So just give me somebody. Just give me somebody that you will, wrap your arms around. The one person.
Who am I voting for?
You got to. I mean, if that you would like to see. I mean, it's not going to be Trump, okay? Forget all this shit. Everyone's like, oh, Project. No, I'm not voting for Trump. I'm not voting for Trump anymore. Like, I'm done. I voted for him 3 times. 3 times a charm.
I got a question. Do you regret voting for Trump?
No, not at all. No.
Not even this time.
As opposed to Kamala? Oh my, no, not a tiny bit.
I mean, it wouldn't have been this bad. She just would have been more of like literally whatever Biden was doing.
She came for like the way the entire thing went down.
She was just like the chosen corporate pick. Like she was just not Trump. That was the whole pitch.
Do you remember?
Not Biden, not Trump.
Okay, I'll ask you a question because you're not even going to remember. Do you remember the tagline the Monday? Because Biden dropped out on a Sunday, which I found incredibly interesting because all the network, like David Muir, fucking Lester Holt, like, and it was in the middle. It was in fucking July. Like they all showed up at like 7:00 to announce this. Like David Muir, like he wasn't out like on a boat somewhere, like it was so fucking plain. But so Kamala shows up on fucking Monday fucking afternoon. Do you know what the tagline was?
Mm.
What she was going to do? You don't remember it? She was bringing the joy back.
Is that the tagline? I honestly I made multiple statements while she was running, and I was like, I don't even know what her like slogan is. And actually,
that was the first thing.
I remember
smiling. She came out smiling, and she was bringing the joy back because
I do remember clowning on her, saying, I don't know what her message is. She doesn't have a coherent platform.
Well, that was
I agree with you.
And she came out. And then somewhere along the line, they realized that the whole joy thing wasn't, resonating. And then they tried to make her a little more serious, and no
more dancing.
It was so she showed up like one of her first events was with her sorority sisters from fucking like Howard, and it was just like everything was like smiling and it was like balloons and like bro, like what do and it didn't fucking hit. And then there were like somewhere like a couple months down the line, she was trying to be a little more like bang on the podium kind
Somebody
of thing.
fell out of a coconut tree or something.
That. I
vaguely remember that. Somebody in chat just mentioned it. But I mean, like, honestly, like, I hope you don't find this kind of patronizing. I feel like you're halfway there. Like, you realize something's wrong. Like, the Democrats are screwing everybody. But it's like, you said it earlier, you don't do the same thing over and over again expecting a different result. I think the solution is third party.
But the Democrats keep hiring these kids out of college. Like
I know.
People that
I see them out there. I debate some of them.
I was doing I was pretty anti-Hillary in 2016. So do you remember?
It's fair.
Do you remember? Do you remember when Hillary fainted on 9/11 in New York?
No.
Okay. So it was somebody in the chat would remember, and they basically like threw her, and it was kind of like a big deal. She went to a 9/11. She went to a 9/11 thing in New York City. It was the I guess it was the 15th anniversary of 9/11, and she passed out, and they threw her in her van, whatever. So that was on 9/11 was on a Sunday. On Tuesday, which would be the 13th, she was scheduled to be in Philadelphia at an event with Obama. So I go down and I'm gonna kind of like troll the event. So, but it was outdoors on the Parkway near the art museum, but they had it all blocked off. And so basically I'm trying to like walk into like where the actual event was. And I called them the blue shirts. These kids, they're like, "Oh, sir, you can't walk it." I had a sign. They're like, "You can't walk in there." I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like, "Oh no, can you just come with me?" They had blue. You would not believe the amount of people, and I called them the blue shirts. They were the fucking Hillary campaign people, all the volunteers. I don't know. I guess at the time making $15 an hour. Like, you cannot imagine the ground game. Kids that want to be in politics. Like, if you go into if you go into political science, across the country, the classes, like, I guarantee it's got to be 90% fucking Democrat, 10%. But Do you remember all the people that were crying after Hillary lost?
Yes.
Do you know why they were crying? A lot of them.
They just didn't understand. It was mostly just because Hillary was a woman and they wanted a woman to
No,
win. A lot of it was that.
you know, no, the ones in Brooklyn when they were showing their, you know why they were crying? Because
Why?
they didn't have a fucking job the next. They were promised a job, and because Hillary lost, they didn't have a job.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. I think that
I swear to God.
it's fair though. Like I
Yeah,
think that a
some
lot of
of
people
it.
expected Hillary to like she was the establishment candidate. So
Well, they
we
also
wanted an
wouldn't have a job.
anti-establishment. Yeah, we wanted an anti-establishment candidate. Unfortunately, we didn't get the anti-establishment candidate we wanted. So everybody settled for making a deal with the devil for an anti-establishment candidate, and we got it.
I
We
mean,
got
are you into like the whole like AOC thing? Like
so AOC is a sad story for me. I feel
that's a
like
no. That's a no.
I feel like
That's
she
all.
was more effective before. I am excited because somebody in chat brought this up, and I do want to ask your question about Mamdani.
You want to ask me about Mamdani?
Yeah, how you feel about Mamdani?
I feel like he's in way over his head.
How so?
Well, I mean, if I was mayor of New York, I'd be in way over my head. I see the way he answers questions. I see the smile. I see the non-answering of questions. Um, you we'll see how it goes. I mean, listen, I have a huge affection for New York City. I have a lot of memories there, and for the last at least 10 years, it is not a place that I even care to step foot. I'm a 2-hour train ride away.
Yeah. So
Nothing about New York.
what if I
I
told
guess.
you Mamdani is a mayor Bernie?
Well, I don't believe in Bernie anymore. Just because, I mean, it sound like everything's. I had to look outside myself, and it's like, okay, everything sounds great. Yes, we want this for everybody, and da da da. But there's a realism to it that things do have to be paid for, and it's like Bernie. Like, you've been a senator for a very long time. I get it. You've been speaking out. Everything makes sense. However, are you getting shit done or are you not getting shit done? And I understand you're just an independent from Vermont, but
So I want to
like,
share with you something incredible that Mamdani has done.
okay,
In his first 60 days, inheriting a $12 billion budget deficit, he has balanced the books.
but
He closed a $12 billion deficit taxing empty luxury apartments.
you have.
I would say that's proof in the pudding, personally.
Well, I think we have to see how it all plays out. Listen, if he does great, and I to be perfectly honest with you, like I was like, fucking Cuomo, really? I was like, hey, give him a fucking shot. Let him do it. Let him do it.
So if I had a candidate, which he can't run for president, I would say him, but he wasn't born in the U.S., so he doesn't qualify.
Wait, whoa. See, now you're getting over your skis. Like, let's see how the whole New York experiment works out.
I mean, as an asset manager and knowing how difficult it is to balance a budget and what it takes to move different categories around in order to close
Well, just
$12
because
billion in deficit. That's my guy. That is magic.
I think you're enamored a little bit by his.
I'm quite I'm enamored by his bookkeeping skills. Yeah,
I think you're
his
okay.
spreadsheet chutzpah.
I'm not okay. I'm not going to take away from his charisma.
He's got that too.
Yes, he does. Okay,
Yeah,
stop blushing.
He's got that.
Okay, I got it. He's a charismatic figure. Gotcha. Okay, let's see how it all plays out before we elevate him from mayor of New York to president of the United States of America.
We can't. We need to change the rule.
I mean, at this point, with as many fucking foreigners as I live with, who gives a shit at this point? Like, I don't
Howie.
Listen, I'm old. I don't care. This is more about you and your family and everything like that.
America is supposed to be a melting pot, Howie. That's what we were told.
It's definitely melting. It's definitely melting. The pot is definitely.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop off of here. It's midnight over here on the West Coast.
I appreciate you indulging me, and
I appreciate your time. I hope you don't mind. I'll probably end up clipping this and posting some clips to my account if that's okay.
All right, buddy. You gotta do what you gotta do.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time and thank you, everybody. I will catch y'all on the next one.
All right. I'm gonna send you. I mean, I don't even follow anybody.
Follow me. Let's do this again sometime.
All right, kiddo.
All right. Bye, everyone. Don't let the bastards grind you down.
The bastards.
Have a good one.